Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to Overwatch Central. So whilst we were out in New York for the Overwatch League Finals, I kind of promised that I'd do a content calendar going over certain things that may be coming up. So the main focus is going to be on this month, what kind of things to expect, new maps, new skins, new events, new heroes, when to expect them. Less of a case of what and more of a case of when, to be honest. But we will go all the way up to BlizzCon in all different areas, when to expect the next cinematic, the next comic, and also some other new features that Jeff Kaplan has spoken about that may be coming. It could happen today, could happen next week, but certainly stuff to keep an eye for. But there will be a lot of new content coming even with the release of a new hero just happening. So speaking of a new hero, we will start there. Ryan, when is Hero 29 going to be coming? Well, unfortunately it's not going to be anytime soon, simply because Hammond was recently added in at the start of July. Blizzard like to release heroes every 4 months, so that lines up nicely to BlizzCon, so that's when to expect Hero 29, along with a good amount of future content and plans about what Overwatch wants to do for the next year. So that answers that. So when to expect the next event? Well, that's an easy one because no doubt the Summer Games will be starting basically next week. In previous iterations of the Summer Games, it started basically within the first week of August, or sort of partway into it, but we have seen Blizzard tease it a little bit. At the time of making this video, there's been no announcement of when it's going to start or what it may include or the general theme that it wants to have. The first year was the Olympics, the second year was more of just like a beach theme, third year could be all based around the World Cup, who really knows at this point. The event after that will be no doubt the Halloween Terror event, which is mid-October up until, you guessed it, Halloween. But speaking of the Summer Games, if you are interested in what skins to expect, what the event may be like, then Miska did do another video on this specifically, if you do want to check that out on screen. But I'm not really interested in the specifics of the events themselves, just more when they're going to be and what the plan is for Blizzard in the future. So we've gone over heroes, we've now gone over events. Now let's go over maps, as this is a pretty interesting one that's passed a lot of people by. There's no doubt going to be a new map this month. The reason why I say that is because new maps have been announced at a very big convention every single year since Overwatch went live, and that would be Gamescom. Gamescom, a lot of content comes through. Blizzard really like to put on a show for Gamescom. It's really the only time that they're in EU with full force, so we will no doubt see a lot of new content from them. It basically has the same floor plan for Blizzard at this Gamescom as it has done in the past two, so no doubt it's going to be a similar story for Overwatch, and that it will include a new map, much like it did with Eichenwald and Junkertown in previous years. Now, what this map could be, where it could be placed geographically, or what game mode it could be, I don't necessarily know right now. I'm going to do a little bit of thinking and get back to you on that, but mostly we do know that there will be a new map in a few weeks when Gamescom starts. Me and Miska will be there, so we will be bringing you that content as it happens. Another thing that's been at all Gamescoms so far are new cinematics. Now, cinematics for me is a really frustrating thing to deal with Overwatch, with how there seemed to be a lot of story progression up until the Sombra one at BlizzCon 2016. And then nothing. The cinematics so far have been good since then, but they've provided no real story development. The only thing that's been since is a comic. And let's face it, there hasn't been a lot of comics really at all this year. Only the Retribution event, which did provide a lot of lore and story, but again, that was in the past, not in the present time, which I'd like to see more of. So we will see a new cinematic as well as other stuff for Blizzard. Overwatch will have the new map and cinematic. Hearthstone has a new expansion coming out soon, and maybe a new cinematic there. They had the musical one last time, but also there's been a lot of suggestions about Diablo 4, so that very well could be something that's revealed at Gamescom. I do feel that Blizzard want to reveal something. I don't think it will be a new IP as such, but I do think that Blizzard do want to announce something before BlizzCon. Again, comics we kind of went over. I would love to sort of sit in a room with the story development team and just see what they're working on, honestly. We've been expecting some big news lore-wise for so long that I do feel it's either going to be big or it's just not happening. I don't really know. It's really frustrating, but do let us know what you think of that. Speaking of which, actually do let me know what you expect to see with maps and events and stuff in the comments below, especially maps. Where do you think it's going to be located? What game mode do you think it's going to be? And what cinematic would you like to see too, actually? So that goes over the sort of main stuff that we know when there's going to be a date on it. New hero, BlizzCon, new event next week and then mid-October. New map, no doubt Gamescom with the cinematic, maybe a comic, who knows. But there are a few other stuff that is new this year, basically. The features is something that I want to go over, as Jeff Kaplan and Blizzard have mentioned, social features quite a few times, which would be in a similar vein to the looking for group system and endorsements. We don't know what these features will be, but we know that Jeff Kaplan and Blizzard have been saying that there's new stuff coming in summer 2018.
We have more social systems on the way. I hinted at this before. Not only are we going to deliver 2 early on in the summer, but we have another big feature coming later on, either in the late summer or early fall.
Considering that summer technically ends this month and autumn starts, no doubt we may see this. It could, be today, it could be next week, could be whenever really, so do keep your eyes on that. We are expecting new social features fairly soon. You also have the All-Star event, which is going to be happening as well this month, towards the end of it mind you, but there are new skins, the All-Star event skins we've seen teased at the Overwatch League Grand Finals, so there will be stuff coming through there too. Who knows how many skins there will be, but Blizzard just want to put some non-event skins out, I suppose. And then also you have the World Cup, which is going to start its qualifiers and will lead up to, you guessed it, BlizzCon. I'd like to see the World Cup skins added in Game 2. That'd be a nice sort of thing to include to get people, to give more incentive to watching for some people that aren't interested in esports. But the World Cup is a pretty interesting event. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of production assets Blizzard include from the Overwatch League and put it into the World Cup. So I am very excited to see how that goes. But yeah, that's basically everything to go over up until BlizzCon, with a specific sort of mention on this month especially. New map, new cinematic, new social features no doubt. The All-Star event and the World Cup will all be beginning fairly shortly. But do let us know what you think of all this. There's a lot of new content coming out of the game. Meta-wise, it's looking pretty good so far. So do let us know what you think of all of this. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, take care. We'll see you then.